Okay. I think we're good now. Um, um, let me see here. I'm still learning doing all this manually. Okay, so I have commands here. Yeah, okay. I mean, obviously it's on the wrong layer. Let me move that up. Hold on. Subscribed. Okay. It's covering my face, but whatever. Follow. Should give us a little thing on the bottom. Yes. Okay. And resub. Okay, I think it works. I think it's working. Oh my goodness gracious. I think we're good. Does this count as a stream? Crash? No, it's not a crash. This was just normal ineptitude. um okay, so I think we're good. Okay, all right. Um are you getting computer audio? We're getting some good Astrobot music in the background. Mic audio check. How we doing? Hello. That is way too big. Okay, so it's been a few weeks. It's been a rough couple of weeks. We're just gonna jump straight back in and yeah, we're gonna be working on some cutscenes today, as the stream title says, and uh, without further ado, I guess we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Let me show you what I got so far. Stray Cat says, I forgot what Astrobot sounded like, and I was like, damn, I didn't know Bundle was into spaghetti westerns. I guess we could skip Crash Site. Yeah, Astrobot's awesome. I love Astrobot. Okay, we're gonna switch on over to the main viewer. And yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. So we have a half-assembled sequencer here. So when it comes to video game cutscenes, there's like two main steps. The first step is, of course, animating the cutscene, at least with my workflow. My workflow is in Blender. I work in Blender. I make assets in Blender. I make game assets in Blender. I make bundleth show in Blender. So like my pipeline is Blender to Unreal Engine, right? And so yes, I know you can technically make a cutscene entirely within Unreal Engine, but this is my process. Blender, then Unreal Engine. So I finished the Blender part. So now we're getting it integrated into Unreal Engine with the sequencer here, which I'll probably I might actually have this tabbed on over on another screen. Maybe, oh golly. Also, once again, how is volume? Is volume good? You know, how is the volume check doing? Volume's good? Okay. Okay. Let's see. So there's no VO integrated. Obviously, it's been completely voice act. It is voice acted. It's just not imported yet. So, there's the boy. Right, and the field of view is incorrect as well. There's a lot going on. Things are off mark. Things are all fucked up. Looks great at 60 FPS, I gotta say. So yeah, I was gonna be talking over all this shit. No Lucky Time, hello. Right, so we gotta get the FOV set up correctly. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up Blender and hopefully not accidentally open Bunleth Show episode 2 spoilers. That'd be bad. Alright, old Kart's intro. Yes, he has a segue. That's the major new cart is the segue cart. Okay, so first things first, we got to. There's missing props, like the held cane and the cart on his back. Those are missing, but I'm gonna get the FOV correct first. Unfortunately, for some reason, the field of view degree in Blender, right? This is 124 degrees. You can't see it, but trust me, like the readout in Blender says 124 degrees. If we go to, what frame is this? This is frame 292. So if we go to 292, right? So you can kind of see this is more zoomed out than this one. So if we set the FOV to, what was it, 124 degrees, which is very wide, but that's intentional, of course. So go to camera. This is camera 1. We're gonna set FOV to 124. Sorry about that sound. Circle says, you probably hear this all the time, but I love your model style and YouTube videos. Thank you, thank you. Right, so 124 degrees. Like, okay, so I typed in 124 degrees. Right? Are they accurate? Is this correct? I think this is correct. No, but it's not. See, like, look at the distance between the stitching and his shoulder, right? Like, you can clearly see, and you can clearly see his ring of orange hair, and there's a gap between it. And it's just not true. Like, you can't see his ring of orange hair, you can't see the top of his shoulder. So, like, it's just wrong, and it's very strange. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. And this has been true for every cutscene I've ever made with this pipeline. I don't know what the problem is. Drinking my invisible soda. I don't know what the problem is. Don't need suggestions on how to fix it. We ball. Okay, Shadow Pup says, stupid question. There are Mercedes in Mario Kart. What car brand would you wish for Nightmare Kart? I don't want any brands associated with my game. Okay. So, shot 3, camera 2. We're gonna go to frame 415. We kind of just wanna just eyeball it We're just eyeballing it here. In this house, we eyeball it. All right, so camera 3? No, this is camera 2. So it was like up to his knees, right? It's funny I say that because obviously this was a Bloodborne branded thing. But it is no more. If Pixel says, if you can cook by measuring with your heart, you can animate cutscenes by eyeballing it. Absolutely. I am the master of eyeballing. That's good enough. Here, let me shift this over so we can do a better side-by-side. Nope. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, so camera 1, field of view. Okay. Where's my... What the hell happens? Okay, so I think my sequence just got completely reordered. I don't know why. Camera cuts is on top. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? All right. Next shot, camera 4. All right, so this is the quick cut of him, assembling and unfolding his Segway. So this is Camp 4. 463. So this is a problem. He's off mark. I don't know why, and I spent countless hours trying to fix it. So we're just gonna roll with it. We're just gonna shift his model to be on mark. All right, camera 4. That's pretty close, honestly, but yeah, okay. So we're just gonna eyeball it, like I said. There we go. All right, so this is a bunch of quick cuts. So camera 5. See, as you can see, like here's his the key cane that he shoves into the cart to unlock it. As you can see, his hands are here. The cane is here. So like that's not correct, right? So based on the visual here, as you can see, the wheel goes all the way almost exactly to the corner of the frame, but that isn't the case here. So it's actually the cart that is off mark here. Okay, so we're going to just shift you on X. It looks like they're both off mark, right? Boom. Okay, and then camera 6. Excuse me. Okay, so camera 6. We're gonna set the FOV. So the top of his cone is getting cut off. Alright, camera 7. Shows the cart unfolding. And as you can see, the cart is right at the bottom of the frame, and actually the cane is cut off a little bit. So we're going to zoom in until we get to that. Okay, there we go. Step 7. And here it is, popping back off mark again. Excuse me. All right. So 531. I don't know why it's off mark. It's kind of driving me crazy. Okay, and then Victor's way far back. There we go. Seems like he's off by a frame as well. That can't be right. He has to be. He's off by a frame. Yeah, so there's a bunch of shit going on, and it's... Yeah, he's off by a frame. You can see his hands are off. This OST is a banger. This OST is so freaking good. Solarpunk says, how's dev going? Frustratingly. You see how I was just popping all over the place? Pochi says, hey, Bunlith, how you doing? Been a while. It has been a sec. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Just don't understand. Like, you see how he starts before the cart does. But they are very clearly synced up. Like the animations are properly synced up, as far as I'm aware. Like, you see how his hands are lined up here, but then we go further in the animation, and all of a sudden he's off sync, which is super frustrating because obviously none of this is present in the actual animation file, right? Like, his hands are locked the fuck on. Right? So I'm not really sure what's going on here, and like I said, I've spent countless hours trying to fix this shit, and it just didn't work. But I have to re-export these anyways because how it works is there's actually two versions of the character that are cutting between frames. Right, so I'm going to click this character in this cart, and you'll see him teleporting underground between frames. Right? Because when you do pops like this, like you can't pop from one pose to the next using a constant, because Unreal Engine will automatically smooth that constant out. It's not a true constant, so it'll tween between those two popped frames if you play the game at a higher FPS, which, you know, I want to allow. I want you to watch these cutscenes at 200 FPS or whatever the fuck you want, or 999 or whatever, right? I don't want the cutscenes to be locked to a specific frame rate. In fact, the actual the main campaign already does this. This is DLC. I can't change how I can't change the functionality of the cutscenes. DLC cutscenes can't have a locked frame rate compared to the main game cutscenes, which don't. So that is a limitation that I am stuck within, right? Polychi, I'm going to kindly ask you to not clog chat like you currently are. Thank you very much. So when you do a pop like this, right? Like I'm using a constant to pop this character above and below ground, right? Like, look, frame 510, it is below the ground. Frame 511, it is above ground. But because Unreal Engine tweens everything, if I play this cutscene at 120 FPS and I go to 510, right? Sorry, frame 510 at 30 FPS, right? And I go to frame 511. If I go to the frame, if I play at 120 FPS, you'll see the character shoot down and the other character will shoot back up, right? So, and there's no way to get around that. unless you lock the cutscene to 30 FPS. Or you turn off tweening, which effectively locks the cutscene to 30 FPS, right? So what I have to do is I have to re-export this with the characters not popping above and below ground and they're just overlapping each other. And then I toggle visibility in the actual cutscene in Unreal Engine. Right, so I need to re-export these anyways, is what I'm saying. So hopefully in this process, we can, Did I never make my post announcements? Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. I never made my post announcements on social media. God, I have been so out of the game. Sorry, we're skipping Papetree. We're skipping Papetree. I love Papetree, but not good to stream to. Hold on, let me make my posts. I was wondering why my follower count was so low. I just assumed it was because it's been a couple of weeks. 1 second, chat. And then posting on YouTube. Oh, I love cross-posting on every goddamn thing. Boy, catch up on the archive. Okay, I made my posts. I think we're good. Kendrick been quiet since Papetree dropped. I love Papetree. I love Papetree so much. Good song, good song. I recommend listening to it. Just not a good, like, just songs with like spoken lyrics. I find to be a bit distracting when I work, and I would only assume the same for people who are listening to me talk on stream. Okay. Boy. Right, so we're going to remove the constant animations where the character's popping up and down. So this is gonna be really annoying because that means this character will, oops. So now it'll just be 2 characters, and we're going to toggle. I should have done this from the start. We need to toggle visibility now. So this is hello everyone. Okay, everyone's starting to file in now that I've finally remembered to actually make my posts. All right. That's the chariots. We don't need the chariot. We need the Victor. Victor intro B. Contains failed to re-import. What do you mean? Oh. Okay, so I'm pretty sure our axes are incorrect, so he's gonna look a little weird. Okay, so that's a little wrong. Yeah, so ever since I switched to this new computer and downloaded a whole brand new version of Unreal Engine and shit, I can't figure out how to get the axes to work. Because it seems to be a different axes every time. I just have to guess. And, yeah, it is funny. It's funny to look at. It also drives me fucking crazy. Alright, head's upside down. Is it XZ? Let's find out. Nope. Is it X negative Y? I think that's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. No, it's not. You're... so, yeah, ever since I got a new computer and I lost all my default settings, huh, would you look at that? This is correct. I just messed up somehow. I know exactly why. Okay. So we should be good now. Boom. I think is this character only used for 2 shots? That's kind of crazy. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna re-import B. Only 2 shots this character, this alternate character is used in. Which is... Okay. Camera 4 and camera 6, I believe, or 7. So we're going to turn on visibility. So you're visible for this, not visible for this. Right, so now we're just toggling visibility. But you can see how the character is like zooming out of frame, right? Um, so we're now fixing that. So now this character is not zooming out of frame. Now the other character is zooming in frame, but this character is no longer zooming out of frame, right? And then shot 7, camera 7, sorry. We're gonna turn visibility back on. There we go. Zoop. And then camera 8, we're gonna turn you off. Okay, so Victor B is now good, theoretically, no longer sliding in and out of frame like that, right? So now we're gonna do Chariot A. I guess we should do Chariot B, huh? Just because we started with Victor B. So let's see, what shots are Victor B used for? Just camera 8. Okay. Is that really so? Yeah, looks like it. Okay. So once again, we're going to remove the fact that it's teleporting up from the ground, right? Excuse me, cracking my knuckles. Okay. And just toggling visibility instead of teleporting it below the ground, because that doesn't work. Okay. So, talk intro B. And we're once again going to turn off this visibility, because obviously visibility can't be tweened. You can't tween between invisibility and visibility in this context, right? So we can't actually just have it flash like this. Flash on and off between frames. But as you can see, Victor's hands are a bit off sync. Which lines up, which explains why he goes before the cart does, right? By what, 2 frames? 1, 2. So if we're going to offset his animation by 2 frames. Three frames? But like, you see what I mean though? Like, so now he starts correctly, but now he's off sync here, right? Here's the handlebars. And here's his hands. Right? Handlebars, hands, handlebars, hands. So like something really strange is going on. Just a reminder, there's no suggestions or backseating or ideas or anything. I'm just going through my process. Is it? I remember simplify. Here, let me make the text. Can I make the text bigger? So y'all can see what I'm pointing at here. Interface. Okay. So in the animation settings, there's a thing here called simplify. How much to simplify baked values? I want to set this to 0. Could that potentially be the issue? I remember that being an issue before. I don't remember what the issue was, but I remember that being an issue before. There's also this, right? Imported bone transform is different from original. Please check output log to see error. So we're going to open the output log. Oh, we're gonna get a crash chat. This is gonna be our first crash of the day. Okay. So I'm just gonna read it off screen because there's a lot of crap in here. The output log says, please check output log to see detail of error. And there is nothing else here. So that is not useful at all. An Unreal Classic? Right, absolutely. Okay, but I can't help but notice that it is way more off. Okay, so now we're gonna okay. So now we're gonna re-import because this is Chariot B, Victor A. We have not re-exported Victor A yet, so let's go and re-export Victor A. Hold on. I need to animate visibility in Blender as well. I'm gonna get very confused if I don't. Okay. Excuse me. What do you mean I can't animate visibility? Hide viewport property. Hide can't be animated? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. All right. Spooky, headless Victor. Okay. Boom. Boom. Okay. So now we're going to go to Victor A. We are going to, let's see here. Okay, so we're gonna toggle visibility. Right. Neoltima, hello. Do I have a Discord? I do not have a Discord. We deleted it due to it buckling under its own weight and a bunch of weird parasocial stuff. You know how it is. Okay. I think that's good. So now we're going to export Victor A. Right? Shit. Simplify 0. Sure. Okay, so I completely fucked Chariot Intro A. So I'm gonna reset Unreal Engine. While Unreal Engine resets, I'm gonna take a quick bio break, so I'll be right back, everyone. Hello, I'm back. Hold on. My hand tracking isn't working. Let me get that all set up. Okay, we're good. Oh, right. There seems to be an entire problem with... Okay, so we're relaunched. Chariot A is no longer broken. Okay, so we're good. It's my chair. Okay, I think we're good now. Nadori says, what happened to the Discord parasocial stuff? Yes. That's what happened to the Discord. We did not remove, Sleepman13 is incorrect. We did not remove the Discord due to age verification laws. We removed the Discord months and months before any of that happened. Critical Backends, hello. Slapman says, any reason for that? What, to remove the Discord? Parasocial stuff. People were very weird and upfront to me and everyone else. Way too familiar, sexual comments that were unwarranted and came out of nowhere. You know, the normal stuff that Discord, like personality-based Discord servers get turned off, get disabled for, right? The normal shit. I laugh because then elsewise I'd have to cry. Polichi, I'm not available for work, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna go to old cards tutorial. We're going to open up our sequencer. The unique struggles, the unique struggles of women on the internet, right? Chat here seems chill. Chat is usually pretty chill. You know, sometimes people do try to treat chat as like a bundle ask box, which I always find kind of weird, but like outside of that, and you know, the backseating that we usually get every day, every time I stream, usually pretty good. Usually pretty chill. Alright, so Victor A. So this is Victor A. So we're going to export anim. We need to turn simplify to 0. I'm gonna update our preset. Okay. Export. Okay. Critical says, is it okay to ask if you have an approximate date you'll be sending out the posters for Witch Upstairs? I'm trying to get those out as fast as possible. That is a good, genuine question. I will... Oh no, his head broke. I will... Long story short, we're trying to find out how to... We are looking into manufacturers to bulk print like 1,500 posters. So that's where we're at right now. Actually, you know what? Right now, let me just fire off a message to Phobia, just so I can be, excuse me, reminded when the stream's over. But like the poster design is done. It is finished. It, you know, on the Kickstarter page, there was an unfinished work in progress of the poster. It is now fully finished. It has been signed off. We have done test prints. It looks fucking great. Now we just need to get it bulk printed. The poster took a lot longer to make than we first anticipated. We got really caught up in the composition and like the colors and stuff, but it's done now. It is fully done. Might be worth just making a post on the Kickstarter. I don't want to like do a too many Kickstarter updates, but it might be worth making a like, hey, the poster's done, here's how it looks. Maybe we'll see. I don't want to plan Kickstarter stuff live on stream. But yeah, the process. I can't give you a date, but the process is happening. We're not just sitting and doing nothing. We are doing everything we can to get those out as fast as possible. Your head is upside down. Quinny, hello! 32 months and our notification actually worked. That's good to hear. Thank you so much, Quinny, for the 32-month resub. Your head is upside down. Okay, I think that's correct. Excuse me, my goodness. Too much soda. Too much soda. Okay, chat, that fixed the issue. It was the simplify value. So I am using constraints, right? So like, for example, if I move if I move this rig, Victor, a different rig is constrained to this rig, right? So when I move the chariot, Victor moves with it. That is a constraint. Now, when we export, there is a tiny little value way down here on the bottom that just says simplify. What does that mean? Well, the hover over says how much simplify baked values are. A baked value, I'm assuming, is when it converts that constraint into keyframes. And it's being simplified, air quotes. What the fuck does a simplifying a keyframe do? That apparently just makes it bad. So we set simplify, which was a default of 1 to 0. Yes, we're still watching YouTube. Jesus Christ. And that fixed the issue. Now he is perfectly lined up to the cart here. Queenie says, I remember when people made their own initiative factors. Do you want this export to be bad? Why N? When I say baked, I think making lighting static. That is one thing you can bake. Baking lighting is probably the most common baking, but you can bake normals, you can bake keyframes, you can bake cookies, you can bake a whole bunch of things. I think that was the main issue. This looks a lot better now. Yeah. All right. We need to turn the visibility of this. Zoom! Okay, and then he takes off. I need to fix this, this jitteriness. Okay. So for some reason, camera 1 is... What's going on here? Oh, crud! An outfit swap. I don't know why I censored myself. Oh, fuck! An outfit swap. There we go. EP today. Funny rabbit lady on your pewter. Hello, funny rabbit lady on my pewter. Hello, Tina loves cats. Okay. Sorry, drinking my invisible soda. So obviously there's no props here. Okay. So I think I'm... we didn't fix every issue. But we fixed a lot of issues. Boom. Boom. Chink. Okay. So I think we only have one instance of this cart sinks into the ground. James Woods, hello. Wow, the James Woods. Okay, so this is pretty good. Obviously, there's gonna be like dialogue over this cutscene. It's just not I just don't have it in yet. Oh my God, James Woods. Oh my goodness gracious, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I don't have a notification set up for gifting subs, so I'm just gonna let everyone know that James Woods just gifted 20 tier 1 subs to the community. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I am trying my best to get the notification set up properly. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the 20 gift subs. That is incredible. Yeah, so we're getting some pretty crazy jitter here. Okay. This looks good. This is correct. Like, he is on, like, his thumbs are a bit clipping through the handlebars. I don't care. It's a PS1 game. That shot looks good. This shot, I mean, like, some of these shots are kind of boring. Like, this cutscene is not to the quality of Bunlith Show cutscene, I guess I want to say. But it gets the point across. Like, some of these shots are kind of boring. Like, that shot's kind of boring. I want to say this shot right here is probably the most boring shot in the entire cutscene. But you know, it's okay. I think the quick cut montage of him assembling the chariot is pretty hype, I would say. But chat, we are not finished. In his lane, he's driving on train tracks. Okay, but anyways, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we have one more instance of the cart sinking into the ground here. Because for people who are just joining us, what I was originally doing... One second. Is if you... Like, look, I have the... This is the source Blender file. And then I have it set up so it teleports below the floor with a constant keyframe. But how game engines work, at least Unreal Engine, it tweens animations, right? Because this is animated at 30 FPS, but when I play it at 60 FPS, you know, the frames that are in between 30 FPS have to contain data, so it tweens in between, right? So frame 530 is here, frame 531 is down here, so if I play this at 60 FPS, Unreal Engine will mistakenly add keyframes in between here and here, which causes it to sink into the ground, right? That's the problem. Many such tweens. You're very funny, Bloomwith. So this method doesn't work, right? So it's very simple. All we're going to do is just disable the teleport, right? And instead, we're going to toggle visibility. Because visibility does have a toggle. Like, you can't, visibility in this context is a toggle. So you can't tween between visible and invisible in this context, right? In other contexts, sure you can crossfade or whatever, but that's not how this works. It's just a toggle. It's binary. It's either you're visible or you're invisible. So no matter what frame rate we play this at, it will always snap to invisibility when we cut, right? You might have seen this in games where like you're playing a cutscene and like when it cuts, there's like a weird flicker that you didn't really notice. That you can't really like notice until you like play it back, like a screen recording back or something, and you'll see things are kind of off mark for a single frame. It's because of shit like this. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to re-export this new animation. This is Chariot A. Hold on, I forgot to get rid of one of the teleports. Okay, so we're going to re-import it a second time. How is cutscenes coming along? Good, good, Gentle M. We are working on the intro cutscene. That's probably all we're gonna have time for today. It has been animated. We're just integrating it into Unreal Engine, which is a unique challenge. And I gotta say, working on, sorry, I am clipping the mic, ain't I? Let me turn that down a little bit. I am working on Bunlith Show, which is, you know, a 10-minute long cutscene or whatever, right? But I don't have to import it into Unreal Engine. It's just rendered. Oh shit! Excuse me. Excuse me. It is rendered entirely within Unreal Engine. Sorry, it is rendered entirely within Blender, so I don't have to worry about exporting it and importing it into a different program, which not having to do that for Bunlith Show just underscores how much I hate it now that I have to do it, because I've gotten used to not having to import the fucking cutscene into Unreal Engine and setting it up again. And it just makes it all the more frustrating for Nightmare Kart. But okay. Enough whining. We're going to get rid of this last teleport issue. So you see 2 here around, right? So we're just going to set visibility to false. Keyframe. The Unreal and Unreal Engine describes its tedium. Critical Backend says, I love spitefully using Blender when I'm told to use Maya. Who is still doing this? Who is still trying to convince children to get stuck into a fucking subscription economy? Critical says, my place of education. Oh, a school. Of course a school is trying to get you stuck into the economy. Oh, fuck. Cooney fucking called it. Okay, technically not a school or university, but a place of education, right? Okay, so I think we can go through this cutscene. Obviously, like I said, there is some glitches with this one shot specifically. That's fine. There's some missing props. His hands are off mark here. SSD might be my favorite. Might be my favorite Astrobot song. I'm gonna be honest. Fucking the SSD is peak. It is fucking peak. SSD is fucking peak. Oh, can you not hear? Sorry, chat, can you not hear the music? I'm sorry, chat. I was told the music volume was good. I can't trust chat anymore. Okay, chat, how's the music now? I love SSD. He's straddling that wheel. Okay, so now it's too loud when I speak. How about that? How are we doing now, volume-wise? Good? Okay. I need like I need like at least 3 confirmations at the start of the stream, because I'm always like, how's volume? And people, and like one person's like, good, and then I like listen to the audio later, like when I upload the archive, and it was not good. Okay, that looks pretty good. Yeah, unfortunately, like the hand is off here. Like, you see this? Like the hand goes up before the post does. But is that just in? Is that just an error on my end? Oh my god, it is. I'm just stupid. I'm just stupid. Okay. This animation is honestly just kind of awkward. There we go. Okay. Need my animation trails. Funny, that was just that wasn't an animation issue, an import issue. It was just me animating it poorly. Okay, so we should be good now. Right? Theoretically. Yep, perfect. That hand is locked the fuck on. Ebo says, best kind of racing game, both free and fire. I'm glad you think that. How many viewers? Yeah, 84. That's a little closer to what I expected. Okay. So, we never actually finished setting up the FOV, because the FOV doesn't import. So we just need to eyeball it manually. Okay, so this is camera 8. I believe... No, that's wrong. Okay, yeah, so FOV on cam 7. So we're gonna go to cam 7. So yeah, we kind of just need to eyeball it. Okay, so camera 7 is wrong. It's kind of like that. Yes. Okay, and then camera 8. on. What? No. Okay. If I remember correctly, you actually are animated to zoom out. Hopefully. Yes. Okay. So this is frame 548. And then on frame Taxi. Oh my god, hello Taxi. Everyone say hi to Taxi. 554. Our FOV is further out. Taxi, you're so funny. You crack me up. Alright, so it's just... Okay. We're missing props in the first 3 shots, or first 2 shots, that's fine. We'll get those props in. Yeah, that's good. Like the segue transformation sequence looks great. That looks great. Now, all these shots, I believe, are at the wrong FOV. Tax is just swinging by before I got the follow. Oh, well, glad you're swinging by. I think, yeah, all of these, the FOV on all these shots are wrong. So, okay, let us let us keep going. Camera 9. Camera 9's honestly pretty close. Alright, see you later, Taxi. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Taxi. I'm gonna be honest, chat. Victor is further left on frame. You know what I forgot? Oh my god, chat. I forgot to... Hold on. There's a very important rig that we forgot to export. This one. The camera rig. Right? So we're gonna export the camera rig. We need to export the camera rig with our new settings. No, we are still okay. So, chat, we are, like, as you can see, Victor is further to the left. Like, you can see his coattails are, like, touching the edge of the frame here. But, like, very much his coattails in the source file are a lot further away from the edge of the frame. I don't think I care enough, if I'm gonna be honest. Oh, actually, you know what? No. Actually, I think... Okay. Remember when I was shifting the characters around to match? Okay, actually we're good. Chat, we're Gucci. Never mind, chat. We're fucking good. Anyways, camera 9. Need to zoom it in. Just a little bit. Okay, frame 778. This is camera 10? Yes, camera 10. Okay, and actually this rig only supports 10 cameras, so I think from here we kind of just toggle between cameras different cameras, right? So we're actually gonna go back on frame 901. We go back to camera 2. So I'm like recycling cameras now. I think I've also just I just used the same. No, okay. Zoom in a little bit now. Okay, and then I go back to camera 10 to, in my opinion, the most boring shot, which is just a sideways shot without anything really dynamic going on. Zoom in. Okay, and then the character looks up to the moon. So we go back to camera 9. This is probably the biggest discrepancy, right? Like, look at that difference. Okay, so we're gonna go to camera 9. Okay. And then we go back to camera 10, which I believe is the exact same FOV. Alright, so this one's good. And then we do a bunch of zoom ins. Okay, so camera 9. So now we're going to zoom out a little bit. Okay. And then once again, camera 10. If we zoom in, just basically full on to his head. And then that's it. And then we cut the gameplay. So we're gonna watch the whole thing now. We need to fix the props and the jittering here. Yeah. Excuse me, oh my goodness. It's really bad. Obviously, you know, there's gonna be dialogue here. He's gonna be talking, right? Okay, so let's. Chat, I kind of want to. This is gonna be a bit annoying to fix. Okay, you know, I'm gonna deal with that later. First, we need to attach a chariot. Who's back? Please tell me I have a chariot static mesh. Yes. Okay. So we're going to attach Victor wheel chariots. We're going to add you to here. We're going to convert to spawnable. We're going to attach you. Which fudge muffins? Which Victor is this? A or B? Victor A. Okay, so we're going to attach you to Victor A. Hugo says, is the balance between your voice and music off? Might be because I'm slouching. How about now? Here, I'm not slouching anymore. Yeah, when Kuni says we were just talking about this, yeah, at the start of the stream, I'm like, how is volume, and everyone's like, perfect, and it's way too quiet. The music is way too quiet. People are like, wait, there's supposed to be music this whole stream? And then I turn up the music, and everyone's like, oh, now you're perfect. I get 3 people saying my volume is perfect, and now Hugo is here, being like, your voice is too quiet. Many such cases. Is it? Oh, goodness. You can never win. You can never fucking win. Here, let me turn the volume down, the music volume down a little more. Is that better? Is that better? There we go. How was that, chat? I can't trust anyone but myself. Okay, so we need to get these props attached. Forget, okay, obviously the wrong... He's wearing it like a hula hoop. Oh my god, everyone. Bloodborne Balteus. Bloodborne Teus.
I must.
Okay, so, which... Spine 2. Okay, I need to attach you to spine 2, not spine 1. I forget which direction the spine point is. Spine 2 is the topmost bone on the spine. Spine 1 is the base. Okay, so we're going to attach to Victor A on spine 2. Okay. They nerfed his missiles. I would love to make chat. I'm just gonna tell you this because it's probably not gonna happen. But Mistress Mary in the main campaign was a cut boss fight, and I wanted her to like have her clock cart like burst apart and like form Bloodborne Balteus. I thought that would have been really funny, but we cut it, so. You know, it's like, yeah, I'll, you know, once I release this DLC, I'll just make another boss fight. No, that's not happening. I need to move on with my life and work on something else for once. Who knows, maybe Balteus will show up, a Balteus clone will show up somewhere else. Sorry, chat. But like, there's no way. Like, I'm already starting to feel like I'm already starting to feel like Nightmare Kart burnout pretty bad. So once this DLC's out, I'm gonna call it. Critical, I'll see you later. Is this stream a safe space to roll weed? Yes, we've rolled weed live on stream before. This is totally a safe space. If I had any weed on me, I'd do another live weed rolling. That was fun. That was a fun time. This is a safe space, even if you're bad at rolling it. Right, exactly, Quinny. What are you looking at me like that for? Live weed ranking? Do we have to sample them live? Okay. So visibility. Okay, so he grabs, he reaches back. Grabs it. and then we turn the back version off. And then the rigged version comes. Okay. Lilith has definitely rolled worse weed. Yes, I have rolled some pretty infamously bad weed. Okay, so now we just gotta put in the invisible cane. I feel like this is just like... This feels... There we go. Okay. Like all my sound effects. Okay, so we're going to grab the cane. We just need to spawn the cane asset. Do I have that as a separate set? I really hope I do. I really don't want to import another fucking model. We have... Oh, Victor Cane. Perfect. Okay. So we're just going to drag this in. Add this to the sequencer, convert to spawnable, blah, blah, blah. We're going to attach to frame 0. We're going to attach to Victor 1. Victor A, sorry. And I believe it is hand R. Okay, then we're going to zero out the location. And we're going to adjust the values here. And there's two sides to this cane. There is the fucking PS1 extra shit. Okay, yeah, backwards. Okay. Posture check, chat. The song is from Astrobot, yes. Goaty 2025, let me fucking tell you. Okay, and then we set this to invisible after this shot. This is shot 3, I believe. No, actually, no, we have it. No. No, we need to attach a cane to Victor B. I'm still upset they killed Sackboy, but Astrobot was pretty good. I mean, those are two completely different companies. Media Molecule made 2 Little Big Planets, and then they wanted to move on. Handed the reins off to, what was it, Sumo Digital? Someone fact check me there. I don't blame Media Molecule for wanting to move on. Okay, anyways. So we need to add a cane for a single shot. So we're going to drag in another cane. We're going to add to sequencer. We're going to convert to spawnable. We're going to attach to Victor B. Hand R sockets. Okay, zero you out. Can I just... beautiful. Okay, I just copied the keyframes from Pane 1. Okay, so we need to make you. Oh god, fucking cutscenes. Am I right? They take way too much fucking work. I can see why Unreal Engine in the new versions lets you make cutscenes directly in the app. I just don't want to be locked into the Unreal Engine ecosystem, you know? Like, Unreal Engine is probably the last major non-FOSS free open source program that I'm using, and the last thing I want to do is be 100% reliant on Unreal Engine. So I am stubbornly sticking to Blender. Oops. Okay, so there's the can. I think that's the last of the props. I think that's the last of the props. Okay, we're getting a flicker here. What's going on? All right, 120 FPS mode. What is this? Okay, so the animation for Victor B still has a teleport somewhere. Blender is free, yes. Free and open source. Blender, DaVinci, I believe. DaVinci was at least free. I don't know if technically, DaVinci is FOSS, but I did finally get off Premiere. There are when I got this new computer, there are 0 Adobe products on this computer, and I'm intending to keep it that way. Haven't switched to Linux yet, but I plan on it. Anyways, so we have a teleport here. We do. Okay, as you can see, the hand does teleport down. So we're going to, yep, here it is. Influence. Okay, so now we're going to export Victor B. God, I fucking hate this shit. Okay, then we're gonna go to Victor B. Okay, so now we're gonna go to Victor B. Okay. Click re-import. You should fix that flicker issue. You can't teleport keyframes like that. It's just something you can't do in Unreal Engine, or when you're making a video game cutscene, I guess. Looks like we have a teleport here as well. Oh my god! Okay. Right, you see how the cane teleports, the rigged cane teleports from down here to up here. Gentle M says, how much of a difference does stick bones make compared to the regular bone shape? The only difference is the shape. It's just easier. Like here, let me turn the stick bone into like the stereotypical bone, right? Which I don't even know where the fucking display is. Okay, well I don't I can't find the visualizer. But just it obscures less of the model. Long story short, because basically regular bones are shaped like this, right? And stick bones are shaped like this. And when you have a model that you want to see what it looks like, here, I'm being a bit disingenuous. Stick bones look like this, right? So when there's a model, like for example, a cane, right? I can see the whole cane model here, but when there's like the octahedral, it like obscures the model and I can't see it. That's the only reason. It just obscures less of the frame. It obscures less. It obscures less of the model, not the frame. The model. It is so funny. I can't find. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, stick octahedral, right? Like I can't even see the cane anymore. Which is not a big deal, but for like characters, because there's so many bones for a character. Octane, Corey, thank you so much for the subscription. Well, like, look how like it just obscures more the model. I just can't see enough. So I just use stick. Hollow boxes. Right. People make custom shapes for their rigs, right? I don't care enough, right? You can make custom shapes, right? That's like the professional way of doing it. I just don't give a shit. So I just make all my bones visible and set them to stick. I don't really care about like making my rig look pretty. Damn, Therion says meow? That's crazy. Sorry, Rayon. Okay. Alright, so there was a teleport here. Which is gonna be tough because we're here. That's fine. So we're just gonna do this. Okay. So now we're going to export. What is this? Chariots. Excuse me. This is Chariot A. So we're going to re-import Chariot A because we can't do teleports. That was a rookie mistake on my part. All right, good. Okay. I think it's good. Octane says, I found you from your animations. It turns out my friend Morning Fairy knows you. Oh, yeah. And now I'm realizing you're burning up your life on a free game. Burning up my life? You know, I did say I'm feeling a little bit of Nightmare Kart burnout, so I can't deny that claim. But we're having a good time here. Okay, your hands are off again. Are you gonna go full force into the Bundless Show after DLC? Sorry, Quinny is asking if after I finish Nightmare Kart DLC, will I go full force on Bundless Show? Because I'm currently working on both Bundless Show and Nightmare Kart DLC. For a little bit, I want to say, I don't want to stop being a game developer, right? That is my calling. Bundless Show is not a game, and I love making video games. Bundless Show does not. Bundless Show satisfies a lot of my artistic cravings. I don't know, but it doesn't satisfy all of them. So I do want to work on another game when I finish Nightmare Kart, but probably not immediately. I might do an episode or two of Bundless Show. And then I start another game. Octane says, you've been blowing me away with everything I learned about you since I first saw you on one of your TikToks. I don't even have a TikTok. That must have been a repost. What? Tell me more about these TikToks. I don't have a TikTok account. Tie-in game would be great. Okay. Like a Bunlith show game, right? Who knows? The world is my oyster. Maybe we'll make a game, a Bunlith show game. Maybe I'll make a Bunlith show game, or maybe I won't. Maybe it might be vaguely related. Like Bunlith show episode 1 is Bloodborne PSX, right? I'm not gonna elaborate, but right, that's the case. So maybe in the future, the next game I work on could be like grabbing aesthetics from a Bunlith show game that they jump into. Who knows? There's probably going to be some synergy, something linked between a Bunlith show game, a fake Bunlith show game, and a game I make. Who knows? I do like the idea of that, but I don't want to promise the next game is going to be a Bunlith show game. I'm doing air quotes, but my hands are blocked, so you can't you can't see my fingers move. Anyways, I've been on record of saying that, okay, here. This is all public information. I'll tell you all the public information, okay? I've been on record to saying I want to make a sci-fi cyberpunk game after Nightmare Kart. I have said that in interviews. Now, if we look at the... Here, let me pull up the Kickstarter. Now, if I bring up the Kickstarter, there is a work in progress poster. Here, this is a poster from the Bunlith Show Kickstarter. Right, this is a backer poster. This is unfinished. It's black and white. There's no color. And it shows. It's like a how do I describe this? It is a concept poster. It sells the concept of the show, right? So it shows V and Bunlith jumping from the like realistic New York scene to a bunch of digital games, right? One of them on the right here is like a science fiction game, right? Here, I don't want my model to obscure it. There's a science fiction game here. So like the science fiction cyberpunk game I want to make, and the fake sci-fi game they jump into in Bunlith show, it feels like, once again, I'm not promising anything, but it would feel like it would be nice to have shared aesthetic between Bunlith show sci-fi game and cyberpunk game, right? Like that would make sense to me. Like I don't, why would I go through the effort of making a brand new art style and completely new aesthetic and setting to make a sci-fi game when we already have one made for Bunlith show, right? So that, once again, I'm not promising anything, but these are just my thoughts right now as I am finishing up Nightmare Kart. And thinking about my next game, which I do want to make. I want to make a cyberpunk sci-fi game, right? And Bunlith show just so happens to have a cyberpunk sci-fi episode. So, and those were not like these were two separate ideas, right? These were not like these were two separate ideas. Bunlith show is going to have the Bloodborne, it's going to have the Gothic game, it's going to have the fantasy game, it's going to have the sci-fi game, and some more too, but those are like the three big main ones, right? And also, unrelated, after Nightmare Kart, since I've been making nothing but fantasy games my entire career, Bloodborne is kind of a kind of fantasy, I want to make a sci-fi game for the sake of variety, right? These are two unrelated things, and I love Armored Core. I grew up with Armored Core. I like robots, I like sci-fi, like Star Wars, I like all that shit. I want to make a game that's sci-fi. So these are two different ideas, but I think it would be nice to share some ideas between these two things, right? Once again, not promising anything. These are just my thoughts. XFF says, wonderful to see how much Lil talks with her hands. Are you collaborating with another artist for the sci-fi portion of that game? For my next game? There are no plans. I have thoughts in my head about my story, about the story I want to tell, but I have not started, like, we're not in pre-production. There are no plans or anything. I'm just thinking about the game in my head. The protagonist will not be Bunlith. Like, I'm not making a Bunlith game, but like the aesthetics of one of the games that they jump into, I might share with the actual sci-fi game that I want to make. Anyways, let us get back to work. Hold on, just make sure there's no fires going off. Excuse me. Okay. Who will the protagonist of the sci-fi game be? This lady. Maybe. I might change it. That idea might change. I don't know. I have a couple ideas for different types of characters, and that's one of them. That has been the protagonist in my head for the longest time. Might have a Duke protagonist. Okay, anyways. This cutscene, I think the animation's good. Outside of the flickering here, right? Outside of the flickering here, I think the animation's pretty good. Let's watch do it, right? I think I saw a flicker there. Okay, that's the cutscene. I think I saw a flicker on the shot after the moon close-up. I think I saw a single flicker. Let's see here. Yes, okay. Is that a big enough issue for me to care? What is going on here? Okay, so we're getting it jostles to the right a little bit. I think I don't care enough. That is small enough that it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so it's time to get the voice acting in this cutscene finally. Victor, the character with the triangle head, is talking to himself. he is thinking. He is explaining the premise of the story of the Nightmare Kart DLC, right? So he is thinking. He wants to become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia. The only way to achieve that and see her, air quotes, is to obtain the old carts. That is the setup of the story. So his monologue at the start, this is the intro cutscene, explains this. Is the DLC going to be free or paid for? It's going to be free. So here are all of his lines. So we're going to import all these lines. We're going to get them. We're going to drop them into the cutscene, the sequencer. This thing, right? I had this off screen because I can't shove it into the monitor one. There's not enough room. So I'm doing it off screen, unfortunately. But we're going to import the lines. We're going to put them. We're going to drop them into the sequencer. And then the cutscene will make sense. And then after that, we're going to do sound effects. We're going to do visual effects. And then we're going to integrate it into the actual game. Because when I click play, right now, when I click play, it doesn't play the cutscene. We just drop in, we're the wrong character. We're not even Victor, right? And then we do the tutorial, which, you know, also needs work. So when we load into this level, it needs to play the cutscene, right? And we need to set up a skip, you know, press start to skip and all that stuff. And subtitles, we need to subtitles. Subtitles is very, very janky. So we need to set up subtitles, which is a super janky process, but we gotta do it. And then I don't know if we can do all this today, but that's the plan for this cutscene. Those are the steps left to get this cutscene, to finish this cutscene and call it done. So I'm gonna try and get all that done today, but who knows? So we are going to, I'm gonna take a quick bio break, and then when I get back, we're gonna do all those steps. So we have the animation in, all the animation is in, the camera work, all that stuff is in and working. So now, next, we're going to do everything else. So I'll be right back. Yeah. Hello? Hello! Welcome back, everybody. We are so back. Alright, where's my stream stuff? There we go. Hello, everyone. Alright, so next we're going to grab the audio, the VO. We don't really have lip sync in Nightmare Kart, so we don't have to worry too much about lining it up perfectly. So we should be in cinematics. Okay. Do I not put... interesting. Okay. My organization here is not what I'm used to. Okay, okay. Right, there's a voiceover folder that is in a different part of the hierarchy, which I don't really like, but that is the way it's been set up. Changing it now would be overly complicated. Campaign lines. Alright, these are all the campaign lines. These are all of the voice lines for Victor, done by Tom Shop. We want intro. Intro cutscene. 7 lines. Okay. They seem to be overly quiet. Boost the audio here. Okay, we're going to open up sequencer. We're going to open up our cutscene. Okay. Cool. And then gotta go back to Victor VO.
I must see her.
Okay, that is super quiet. Why are you so quiet? What is going on here? Why are you so quiet? You are so quiet! What's going on here? That's ridiculous. Why are you all so goddamn quiet? There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. Int 2. Yes. Sorry about the noise, the Windows noise. Int 3. Int 4. Int 5. Int 5. Int 6. And int 7. The cutscene plays 6 lines, the first 6 lines, and then when we cut the gameplay, it plays the 7th line to kind of, you know, blend the two together.
I must see her.
I must see her. Okay, cool, perfect. Alright, so we are going to minimize all this. We're kind of done with the assets for now. I'm going to add a new track, an audio track. I'm going to put it above cameras. Okay. I must see her.
I must see her.
A little bit of thing here. Okay. I wonder if we can just get the frame data. Okay, yeah, we're gonna grab the frame data. So this is on frame 4. Wait, 3. Frame 3. 30 FPS. Frame 3. Boom. Okay, next line. Frame 90. Whoops. Okay. 264 is for line 3. I don't know why you did that. Chat, we got our first crash. Let's fucking go. Oh god, I couldn't have done it without y'all. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. First crash. Our first crash. You know, we've been streaming for how long? We've been streaming for 2 hours and 20 minutes. One crash, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Excuse me. Alright, let's see what the damage is. I am shocked it took that long for a crash. It's crash time! Okay, so, audio track. Collapse everything. I believe we should still have our...
The old.
Yes, okay.
I must see her.
Okay, so we are back, chats. So we're going to go to frame 3. Let's see if I remember. And then frame 90. And then I think this one just goes directly after. There we go. Okay, and then frame 4. I'm doing this on my second monitor. Let me show you. All right, so frame 4 is on. Sorry, line 4. Oh my goodness, my stupid brain. Line 4 is on frame 671. All right, line 4. There we go. And then line 5. I actually do an edit here, which I. Oh. Never mind. There isn't really an edit. Line 5 is just a volume change. Line 5 is 956. Okay. Line 6 is 1113. And line 7 is when we cut the gameplay. So line 7 is not in this cutscene. Oria, thank you so much for the rate of 3. I really appreciate that. Alright, so now we're going to watch this cutscene with voice acting.
I must see her. The races, the participants, they must all be bested. I, Victor, must become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia. This chariot, passed down through the generations, a noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man. If I am to achieve my goals, if I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn and seek them out.
Cool. Yeah, so that part is way more loud.
My goals. If I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn.
Yeah, I see what happened here. Okay. There's an audio peak, and I kind of messed with the normalizing. So some lines are louder than others. I thought selecting all and hitting normalize would make them all relative to each other.
I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn and seek them out.
Hey, back.
Chariot, passed down through the generations, a noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man. If I am to achieve my goals, if I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn and seek them out.
Him being called Kartborn, I think, is a very funny joke. But that might just be a joke that only I find funny. Get it? Kartborn? Anyways. Okay. So, we're gonna do some effects
the races,
now.
the participants,
They must all be bested.
bested.
This is flickering, it's pissing me off.
I, Victor, must become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia.
So let's do some effects. Boom. Right, so first off, we do have some impact effects. $100's probably too big. Let's do 40. 40, I think, is the smallest impact. Now, let's do 100. Alright, 50. Okay, so now we're going to make a new, we're going to add our impacts. Toggle, trigger. I'm going to turn you into a spawnable. Okay, and then we need some, I think we have, oh, these fucking cameras in the way. And then we have impacts. Pulling out the Segway. Gas continuous. Smoke puff continuous. Alright, so we're going to attach. Okay, so now we're gonna grab like the squealing wheels and shit. So we're going to attach smoke puff continuous. Make a duplicate on the other wheel. We're going to attach to what chariot is this? This is chariot B. So we're going to attach our continuous smoke puffs to chariot B. Root. Attach the other one to chariot B. Root. So you're going to be wheel left, and you are going to be wheel right. So we're adding some smoke.
This chariot, passed down through the generations, a noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man. If I am to this chariot.
Continuous alt. What are you? I see. I kind of like. No. I like the old one more. Kuni says, "I love how editing kind of turns your YouTube poop." Sorry, it turns into YouTube pooping your own video. Yeah. When you scrub, as soon as there's audio, it starts to feel a little weird. You know, this is the particle we want, actually. We don't want smoke. We want sparks and shit. Yes. Yes, okay. So now we're going to have it only turn on for a set amount of time. Right here. Turn it off here. Okay. And then when he takes off, we turn it off like here.
This chariot.
We're also going to turn your scale down to like half, because those particle effects are way too intense. I'm going to raise you a little bit. -5. And we also have effects. Kart explode. Celebrate smoke. burn rubber particle. I mean, I know there's no rubber on this thing, but you know. Anarch Nubby, hello. How are you? Yes, I'm still watching YouTube. Shut the fuck up. What's going on here? We have double the amount of sparks, but we want celebrate smoke dense light. Okay, a cell break smoke light. Keyframe. Keyframe. You want dense, actually. Okay. Okay.
This chariot.
Alright, try this again. That's pretty good. raise them up from the ground a little bit. That looks pretty good. I would say it looks pretty good.
This chariot.
We also need some flames coming out of that exhaust. Where are my flames? Flame sprayer, fire local, I believe. This is our nightmare cart. Fire, boost fire. All right, let's do it. So we're going to add. We're going to add both of these to our sequencer. We're going to make them spawnable. And we are going to attach them to, what is this? Intro B. All right, so attach, chariot B, boost fire 1, and we're going to attach the second one to boost fire 2. We actually have attachment points for boost flames.
I must see her.
Excuse me. Yeah, that's very fun. Okay. Ugh, all these cameras. So we're gonna turn them on here. Yes. Fire! Fire! Alright, toggle, activate. Turn them off. He's not talking about his dead wife. This isn't Silent Hill 2, Kuni. Cool. Yeah, there we go. That's the sauce we were missing. Who is he talking about? Play the game to find out. Yeah, that's a gamer. That's gamer right there. See, that's fucking great. I'm happy with that.
This chariot. This.
Yeah, that's fucking great. That's gamer as fuck. Okay, so we now want. I want to add a little burst, right? Yeah. Okay. So, here, let me just. One second, chat. So there's also like a little burst whenever the gear shift shifts over. It belches out like a very small amount of particles, of fire particles. So I want to do that as well. So that's burst, blast, flame sprayer, fire burst. Okay, do a trigger. Right, it's like a tiny little burst.
This chariot, passed down through the generation.
Let's
down through the generations. A noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man. if I am to achieve my goals, if I am to see her,
I mean, that's kind of bit for all the
I must
particles.
fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn and seek them out.
You know, like, realistically, like, now I would want to have, like, wind flying past him, but Nightmare Kart doesn't have, like, wind particle effects when you drive fast. You know, if I made this game in 2026, then sure, I would love to add wind particles, but that's just not in the game, so I am confined by the decisions I made when I first made this game.
The races. Victor must be
I really need to fix
the
this.
greatest racer in all of Myrolodia.
Okay, I also want to add some sparks during the transformation sequence, especially this part. When the thing actually unfolds after he turns the key, right? And it goes, right? Let's see what kind of spark effects we have. We have a lot of sparks. Going to trigger. Here. Trigger. Trigger. Yes, that's good. I mean, obviously it's floating. Let's fix that. But yeah, the 3 quick sparks. Yeah, that's good. Those effects are pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna move you here. No. Just some small effects, you know, nothing crazy. That seems good. We need some sound effects as well. I don't know if I want to... I might need to make new sound effects for this. I don't think the Chariot has unique sounds. Yeah, I think it just uses the default Kart sound. So doing audio might be too early.
This chariot passed down.
Yeah. We also need to do subtitles. I'll do some sound effects. We'll do some sound effects. Here, let me just manually change our racer to Victor and Chariot. Yeah, it's just playing the default Kart sound effects.
One.
Boom! Second crash. What up? That's 2 crashes, chat. That's pretty impressive. UE fatal error! Oh goodness, I haven't thought about that in a long time. All right, so let's do some actual audio now. Okay, let me see if I can. We're going to have an ambient wind. I believe when we like the ambient wind just plays in the background of this level no matter what. Hold on, my fucking hands are out of sync. Okay. So we don't have to worry about adding that. So we don't have to worry about that, but we do have some other sounds that aren't ambient that we need. Cloth Foley will be a good one, a common one.
They must all be bested.
The flickering's really bad.
Must become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia.
Okay, just some classic cloth rustles.
Must become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia. Become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia.
Okay, we need some footsteps. I think he's technically on standing on a piece of wood.
Great. The greatest racer in all of the greatest racer in all.
Okay, and then when the cane hits the track as well.
Greatest racer.
That's too loud.
The greatest racer.
In all of Miralodia.
Greatest racer in all of Miralodia.
Okay, and then of course the big sounds. We have Kart audio. Kart crash. That's too small. Or too big, actually. Machinery? Impacts. Squeak. Yes, that's pretty good. Okay, and then shoving the key in, the cane key. I don't think I have a good like slot in machine into other machine sound. Let's see if we got anything here. I don't think so. Oh, yeah, I guess we can use this one. Maybe... Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna need some more. I'm gonna need to make some sound effects for this, which I don't want to do in real. Like, making audio is really annoying to do on stream. So I think this will be enough. How long have we been streaming for?
This chariot
3
passed
hours?
down through the generations. A noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man. But oh dear.
I swore I had a. Do I have a weapons folder? Weapon specific. Oh my god, Squid Cena, thank you so much for the rate of 70. We're doing a cutscene right now. Oh my god! Funny word. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, chat? What does that mean? What does Bulreitz mean? Oh my good golly, gee willikers. Okay. Oh my good golly, gee willikers.
I see her.
Alright, well, here. Y'all are gonna watch this cutscene with me. Unfinished audio, unfinished effects. This is an unfinished cutscene, but it is fully watchable. So let us go through it with the Raiders.
I must see her. The races, the participants, they must all be bested.
Yeah, the textures are flickering in this shot.
Victor, must
We'll fix it.
become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia.
Where did our effects go?
This chariot, passed down through the generations, a noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man.
Excuse me.
If I am to achieve my goals, if I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn. And seek them out.
That's a cutscene. Where the fuck did our effects go? Chat? All of our effects are gone. I have been hacked. All my effects gone. Or... yeah, all the effects are gone. We lost all of our effects. That's fine. I'll just do all the effects again later. Off stream. I don't want to do it all again. Kartborn. Thank you for laughing at Kartborn. I thought Kartborn was a funny joke.
The greatest racer in all of Mirror.
Yeah, where the fuck are our effects? What happened?
This chariot.
Okay. That's fine. I think it was this one.
If I am to achieve.
Whoa.
If I am to achieve my goals.
And then you're a lot louder.
If I am to see.
Like, why are you louder? So we're gonna make you quieter.
If I am to achieve my goals. If I am to see her.
Okay, so this is line 5. And then you have a big peak here, so you make the rest of the line super quiet. So we're just gonna do some editing here.
I must.
So you're gonna be line 6. Export. No, don't save. Go away. Okay, now we're going to be important. Where did all of my effects go? I mean, it wasn't a lot. It was like 20 minutes worth of work. So I'm not too beat up about it. I'm just confused. Where did my fucking effects go? I ate those food. You ate those food? Oh my goodness. I haven't thought about that video in a very long time. Okay. So we are now going to integrate. So this cutscene is not actually in the level, right? So we're going to actually have this load and play at the start of the level. Right. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to open up how I set up. I don't really remember how I set all this up. So we're going to look at our Father Gregory boss fight. Excuse me. This should be plugged into start, begin play. Yes, okay. So, old Kart tutorial, begin play. Sniper Crow tutorial, we're not going to load, we're actually going to... We need to turn off all the race functionality. This is technically... We do need a race or battle manager for it to fully function. For like any level to function. So we need that. And then... Ignore my Discord. And then I am going to... set some values for the race. Turn off enemy kart racers. Kart pawn ref would not be a bad idea. Okay. Right, now I need to set some custom values for us, the player. So this is all happening on frame 0, right? Like on the first frame. So we're going to turn off do not respawn. If we die, we lose. I don't even think it will be possible to die in this level. And if we die, we lose. We have to restart the tutorial, I guess. It'll be very hard to die. But it does introduce you to poison, and you can die from poison. So, all right, disable all inputs. We're in a cutscene. We don't want to be able to drive around. I might set up a checkpoint. Yeah, let's set up a checkpoint. If you do die, you don't want to go through the whole tutorial again. It will just teleport you. But we're not going to do that yet. So now that we've done all the setup, right? We've turned off the race. There's no race. We've turned off enemy racers. So there's no racers that are going to spawn with you because this is a custom level, a special stage. And then we're going to turn off inputs. We're going to turn off respawning because this is a campaign level. When you die, it's game over. Okay, now we are going to we're going to spawn our cutscene, which is called a sequence. The sequence in question is going to be TOK intro, the old Kart's intro, TOK, the cutscene we were just working in. We're going to play. We're going to get... Right, okay. I'm gonna plug this into a sequence. Subtitles and voice acting is very, very janky. So that's going to take some work. So we're gonna skip subtitles and voice acting, proper voice acting subtitles for now. Okay, then we're going to, when it plays the cutscene, we're going to wait the length of the cutscene. I go through do once for reasons I'll explain in a second. And then we are going to... Here, I'm going to actually move all this up here. This is going to be the cutscene setup, right? So when the timer, the delay, that is the length of the cutscene, that starts at the start of the cutscene, which is to effectively say, when the cutscene is over, we're going to execute the end of the cutscene code, if that makes sense. So, chat. I think the only thing we need to do right now is... Interesting. Here we go. Okay, so all we need to do for now is just disable all the inputs to false. So we're going to be able to get control again, right? That's it for now. But we have a skip button. I'm just going to copy all this. Right, so we also have a skip button. Okay, so when we press the skip button, which is gamepad special right, also known as start, Q or escape. Q and escape are both menu. Okay. We're going to execute the end of the cutscene. That's what we have a do once here. So either waiting for the cutscene to finish or pressing start will execute the end of the cutscene, but not both. You can't do both. We're also going to, excuse me, close the gate, which basically means you can only press the start button to skip this cutscene while the cutscene's playing. That's pretty self-explanatory, I feel. Right? Okie dokie. So, is there a pause for cutscenes? No. You just press start and it skips it. Would I want to add pause for cutscenes? Absolutely. I would love to add way more features to Nightmare Kart. But this is DLC, and the main game doesn't have pausing cutscenes, therefore the DLC can't. I can't just add a feature that is that basic that is not in the main game. Unless I restructure every single cutscene to include pausing in the middle of a cutscene, which would make this game come out significantly later. So we are working, this is DLC, we are working within the limitations and structure of the main game, and we can't do any major changes.
Must see her. The races.
Skip. And now we are victor. Now, of course, we need to... Actually, want to delay by a little bit. So we're going to delay by a second. 1 second.
I must see her.
Cool. Now, of course, there's a flash of gameplay here. So what we need to do is... get... Oh gosh, I don't remember. We need to disable the fade up. Right. The fade up animation. You know, now that I think about it, Nightmare Kart doesn't have pause cutscenes because Bloodborne PSX doesn't have pause cutscenes because Bloodborne doesn't have pause cutscenes. It's funny how, like, there are so many things that this game has that is so many... We are so many steps away from Bloodborne, the video game, but there are still so many things affecting its development. Right? Because when making Bloodborne PSX, I used, obviously, Bloodborne as a reference for the code base, and I just copied it, right? Because I'm making a demake, I'm copying Bloodborne, but the design is PS1 instead of PS4, right? And Bloodborne didn't have pausing cutscenes, and I'm making a demake. I'm not here to improve functionality, so I just added pressing pause to skip cutscenes, and you can't actually pause cutscenes. And Bloodborne Kart used the same pipeline as Bloodborne PSX, so there's no pausing cutscenes in that game either. And then Nightmare Kart happens, and that is still the case. I did update, because, you know, Bloodborne PSX and Bloodborne Kart are fan games. There are lower expectations for fan games. Nightmare Kart is an indie game, and the expectations are higher because it's an indie game. Now, I did add a lot of stuff to Nightmare Kart that Bloodborne Kart didn't have because of its higher expectations. For example, button rebinding, that kind of stuff. So I did upgrade the game and add quality of life stuff that you would expect from an indie game that you might not expect from a meme fan game. Pausing cutscenes was not one of them, unfortunately. So that's what we're stuck with. Nightmare Kart's had a very interesting development, and I kind of miss just making an indie game from scratch with the intent of it being an indie game at some point. Nightmare Kart has so much cruft in it. The code is so crufty. pausing cutscenes is relatively new accessibility edition. Yeah, I mean, I want to go one step further. I want to let you like rewind, you know, and fast forward, or I guess just rewind. I don't know. You know, if I were making a new game from scratch with cutscenes and stuff, I would let you just pause and rewind. I think, you know, because like, you miss a line and you're like, oh wait, hold on, and then we just rewind. You know, like, I don't know, like, you know, like streaming style, you just rewind by 5 seconds, or whatever. I don't know. This is beyond the conversation of developing Nightmare Kart, so. But I would love to add more features with cutscene control. But yeah, like AnarchW says, sometimes you have to work with what you made prior, and it is what it is, right? I started Bloodborne PSX in 2017. That was 9 years ago. Now, I didn't start developing the game properly until 2021? Which was 5 years ago. 2020? 2019? Arcus came out in 2020. Anyways. What I'm saying is, I am stuck with decisions I made in 2020. You know, when I was less experienced of a developer. But I'm gonna get back to work. So... Okay, I think I remember now. So there is a fader, right? When I unpause, when I start the game, it fades up from black. Right? You see how it fades up from black there? So there is a asset called the TL, the initial fader, timeline, init fader. Is this not? Can I not get a reference to this? Okay, yeah, so there is a component. There it is, okay. So we're gonna get the fader, and we're actually going to stop it. We're going to just stop the fader. I think this is technically a race conflict. Are we gonna crash?
I must.
Okay. Okay, so that doesn't work. We're going to sequence. That's a race conflict. That's kind of what I expected. So we're going to wait for 1 frame.
I must.
What the fuck? Huh, that works. Kind of? Okay. Then we're gonna set manual camera fade. Okay, So we are disabling the fade. We are now going to set our own fade, right? Our manager set manual camera fade.
I must see her.
There we go.
The races, the participants, they must all be bested.
Okay, so I think we're good. Okay, and then we need to delete. What's it called? Blackout cam? Okay.
I must see her.
Skip. Now. Why can't we see?
I must see her. I must. I must.
Why isn't this working? This is super annoying. All this like fade up business.
I must see her.
Yeah, it does fade up. There's something missing? Must more blood be shed? You are so funny. I understand. I understand that reference.
I must.
Oh, chat. What is going on? Like, okay. Let me explain what's happening. Okay, so we are turning off the fade up because we want it to stay black and play a cutscene, right? So it stays black.
I must see her.
And then it plays the cutscene.
The races.
Yeah, let's just watch the whole
the
thing.
Participants.
Let's just watch the whole
They
thing.
must all be bested. I, Victor, must become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia.
Where did my effects go?
This chariot, passed down through the generations, a noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man. If I am to achieve my goals, If I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn and seek them out.
And we still haven't triggered the fade up because I turned off the fade up, right? So like that makes sense. Now, this function right here just forces the fade up to play, right? So if I plug this in and I skip the cutscene,
I must.
There's our fade up, right? We don't want it to fade up from black when the cutscene's over, though. So what happens at the end of our fader function? It destroys the blackout cam, which is just a black sphere over the camera, so you don't see anything except for the UI. Alright, so we destroy that camera. Sorry, we destroy the blackout camera. Okay, cool. I have destroy blackout cam right here. We destroy that sphere that covers the camera.
I must.
Alas, we still have a blackout. So I don't know why it isn't getting destroyed. Set visibility to false?
I must.
Okay. That's strange. Why does that work? I guess it doesn't matter, huh? We're gonna do both. That's very strange. Destroying it doesn't work, but setting it to invisible does.
I must see her.
Okay. Next thing, we need our... When the cutscene is over, Victor needs to be, driving, not static, right? So if we sit through this cutscene...
I must see her. The races.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
This chariot. Past. If I am to achieve my goals. If I am to see her. I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn and seek them out.
We should be driving right now, right? So that's the next step. Now, let me see if I remember how acceleration works. Okay, so I know this is very bad looking, but we need to. Okay, so we need to set timer. So we need to turn a timer called Accelerate Kart on. And it is 1/30th of a second, 30 FPS.
I must.
And then we need to set is accelerating true. Cool.
I must.
And there we go. I believe that's it. So we just need this to fire. Unfortunately, you start. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Unfortunately, you start from 0. You don't immediately start at max speed. So we are going to add an impulse. Right, just for context, I am not pressing the accelerate button. It is going by itself now. So we're going to basically apply a force to it.
I must.
Okay, let's do like, I don't know, 15,000.
I must see.
Okay, that's a bit too fast. Okay, 1,500.
I must.
That's good. It's like, I'm not pressing anything right now. I'm not, like, my hands are up. I'm not pressing shit. Right?
I must see her.
Alright, so now let us watch
I must see her.
the whole cutscene. I must see her.
The races, the participants, they must all be bested. I, Victor, must become the greatest racer in all of Myrolodia.
I ain't no rig, I ain't no vine.
This chariot, passed down through the generations, a noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man. If I am to achieve my goals, if I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn and seek them out.
Yeah. And now we're playing. Now we're playing video games. We are gaming. Awesome intro, thank you. And then we go on forever. Now I need to do subtitles, which is super annoying. And that's as far as the level goes for now. Okay. So it's actually pretty good. Alright, this might be honestly a good stopping point. Let's get that last line integrated. The old gods. So just the final line will have subtitles. For now, basically, this is really janky, but the subtitle asset is its own UI widget, which is on its own, that's pretty normal. But VTime Hello costs right at the end. But it is attached to the player camera. It is a physical spawned asset, square shape, very small, attached to the player camera. So if I want to add subtitles on any camera that isn't the player camera, I have to grab that asset and attach it to the current camera and display the visuals. So like a cutscene with 10 shots and 7 lines, I have to attach it to all these different shots, all these different cameras as the cutscene goes. It is very bad. And once again, in the future, I'm going to make a much better version of this. But I built this code base in 2020 or 2021 or whatever, 5 years ago. I was much less experienced back then. I have since learned, but I'm still stuck in this code base. You can see why I'm eager to move on with this project, because we're stuck with so much cruft. Right?
The old cards. The old cards.
Okay, so
I must see her. The old cards.
honestly, if we skip the cutscene, you probably shouldn't say anything. You shouldn't just say the old cards. But here, first off, I made the cutscene a little bit long on purpose. It's easier to shave frames off. Right.
Last of the Cartborn, and seek them out.
And there's like a second of dead air there, so we're just gonna.
And seek them out.
There we go. So let's watch this cutscene one more time. Well, hold on. I'm gonna skip.
I must see her. The old cards.
There. The old cards. So let's sit here and watch the cutscene again.
The races, the participants, they must all be bested. I, Victor, must.
Yeah, I know the jitter's really bad. Don't worry.
Racer in all of Miralodia. This chariot, passed down through the generations, a noble machine, but confined to the limitations of man. If I am to achieve my goals, if I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Cartborn.
PA is Tom Schauk.
And seek them out. The old cards.
See, and it just blends in perfectly. I want it to be a little bit longer, like maybe 1.75 seconds. Okay, let's sit through it again.
I must see her.
We're gonna fast forward.
The races. I, Victor. This chariot. To achieve my goals. If I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Cartborn and seek them out. The old cards.
That's good. Of course, the subtitle stays on forever. Does this really require this? Title drop, fantastic, right. Right. Title drop.
I must see her.
I can write. I'm a writer.
The old cards.
Cool. Okay, now the line goes away. Now, If you skip the cutscene, there shouldn't be any dialogue. You shouldn't just say the old carts. Right, like, you know, like I'm in the middle of a dialogue here.
I must see her. The races, the old carts.
Right, like that's awkward. So, if the cutscene is not skipped, then we get the line drop. But if the cutscene is skipped, you don't. So now we're gonna skip the cutscene.
I must.
And he just doesn't. We're just starting the level now, right? But once more, if we sit through this cutscene, hopefully for the last time,
the races, the participants, they must all be bested. I, Victor, must become the greatest racer in all of Miralodia.
the Kart transformation, the Segway transformation,
passed down through the generations.
Absolutely gonna be in the trailer,
but confined to the limitations of man.
That's a trailer shot.
If I am to achieve my goals, if I am to see her, I must fulfill my destiny as the last of the Kartborn and seek them out. The old carts.
Beautiful. Perfect. Magnifique. And now we are doing gameplay, and this is where the tutorial starts. Obviously, we're not going to spawn a sniper rifle like that, but it'll be spawned via code. It won't just be a drop that's just floating in the background there. But that's it. And if we skip, there is no old cards title drop, right? Okay, that's good. The cutscene is in. It is unfinished, but it is in. I think the only two things that are left is effects, both audio and sound effects. Audio effects and sound effects. So we'll get to those when we get to those. So yeah, that'll be it for today. Thank you so much, chat. And I'll hopefully see you next Sunday. So you'll have a good rest of your day. Peace out, everyone.